jams in the studio. Pour up, taking a sip of your mocha joke. You and no numero. Hey, 7-0. Hey, 7-0.
Yo, what is up? This is the Hate70 podcast. Welcome, all beautiful people. Hey, listen, we are stoked that you are here on episode 19. Hey, we're almost 20 years old. 20 episodes old. Anyway, listen, we have a great show for you today. We have a beautiful guest. I cannot wait to get to it. But before we do, there is a few announcements I want to get to. Hey, listen, we are booked. We are booked all the way till the end of the year. That is an awesome thing. And we cannot thank you guys enough for the love and the support since episode one. It's been nonstop with a bunch of comments and requests to get on the pod, and it's just an amazing feeling to know from to us. So thank you for that, and all of those who have either me or Stephanie have talked to you. We are definitely, you are on the list, so do not worry. You will be definitely on the pod in 2025. But listen, also, we want to introduce a new thing that we're doing. We want to get your band, if you have a new single or you have something coming up, hey, come on over for at least a 10-minute short video interview over here on the couch. We'd like to promote what you are doing. So that is so get with this on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You know where to find us, okay? Also, hey, listen, there's a playlist. You should go listen to this playlist because this playlist consists of all the previous guest 5 songs on the fly. 5 on the fly. So everything that I've been listening to or our guest has been listening to has all been compiled onto one playlist on Spotify. So please go check that out. Also, listen, the new Silence Tree tracks are out on Spotify and all other digital platforms. Please go check that out. That is on Redemption Records. Redemption Records is basically on a mission to bring those bands back, to shed some digital light on them, and to introduce them to new ears, and also reminisce with all us old heads on those most beautiful nostalgic times. Listen, Chuck Jeffcoat's pod is live. Freddie Bowers' pod is live. Both those episodes are live, so please go check those out and give those a listen. Listen, also, Metal Fest is coming up. It is next Saturday, which will actually, when you hear this pod, it will be tomorrow. So go to Metal Fest tomorrow. Go support all the bands, and go tell Lucas Clounce thank you for organizing this tremendous fest. We are stoked as a band. I'm the catalyst to be on there. We will be playing at 3:30. But listen, there are a lot of great bands. Please go check them out. Hang around for the whole day. Buy merch. Hang out. Make friends. Sleuthfoot, Atos, Pool, Burning Genesis, Kingdom Falls, Mothwind, Sins of Eden, The Weeping Gate, Orphan Crippler, and Deathswog, and Chatura. Go check it out. It starts at 2 and it ends at 2. Okay? So tell your mommies if you can stay out late. Okay, so I think that is all. I think we have a show with with the guy I'm about to talk to. We have a show with him coming up on August 23rd at Cregan's. We're excited to be on the show with Grandma's Chandelier, and it's very, very cool mustached friend, Jake Betts. Dude, Jake, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much, man.
Buddy, I'm glad you're here, man.
I'm glad to be here too.
We're getting our coffee orders. So, I don't want any coffee. I got my tea. I think I'm good for now. I do watch Duck Dynasty.
Do you really?
No, do you?
No, I don't watch Duck
I
Dynasty.
do. Me and my teenager, me and her started watching like all the seasons, like Duck Dynasty, for just because we could watch something, because dude, Netflix, I don't know if you've ever been on on the kid section for Netflix, but it's we've seen everything on there, so we're kind of looking for something fresh to watch, you know. So I was like, well, I want to watch something that I can watch with the 10-year-old and on this laugh and kind of hang out, that that she can kind of watch too, And so I'm kind of reliving all my Duck Dynasty moments and just like, So I got my sweet tea, just like Uncle Si or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how that was all relevant. But anyway, what? So, so we're getting our coffee order. Jake's getting all set up with his cream and sugar and everything. So you're wearing a Charmer shirt.
Yeah.
So like, did you so you did you go to see those guys?
Yeah, it was me, Billy, and Brody, and Bill's daughter. We went to Illinois to see him in Carmondale, I think is what it's called.
Where's that at?
It's
Is
it's
that
like
close?
southern Illinois, like right as you get into
Like
Illinois. pretty much.
Springfield?
Yeah, close to there, kind of.
Oh yeah.
I want to say it was Carbondale. I just don't remember the exact town.
Oh, Carbondale.
Yeah.
Bro. Well, Corey keeps telling me to like try to contact some dude or some venue up in that region.
Well, when we were up there, we were talking to other people up there and spreading news about our band and stuff. Anywhere
Yeah.
we go like that, and someone offered us, and it's probably already passed now, but they wanted us to play like a music festival around August October time frame
What?
up there. Yeah, they offered, and I think we still have his contact information and stuff, but not
Is that
100% sure on
is that still open?
See, I don't have an idea, so
Oh man.
I haven't thought about it until you brought up
Oh
this.
yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Uh, and it's Hell, Michigan.
Yeah, it's
Yo, dude.
see,
Yo,
yeah.
dude. That's a real place, bro.
Yeah, I loved it. I just like that he said greetings from hell, Mitch.
I love it, dude.
Got
That's
two
awesome.
different meanings.
You got the hat. What's up with the hat? The Prince Daddy and the hyena?
Yeah, they were there too. They're awesome to watch live. They got so much energy. And
Brody was talking a little bit about them.
yeah, they're really good. I think my favorite song by them, and I can't say the song name, but it's the F word then A, like F and A.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's one of my favorite songs. It's just
Hey.
nonstop intensity. It's fun. It's positive. It's really
That
good.
that reminds me of Office Space.
Yeah,
Have you seen Office Space?
yeah.
Dude, that's a classic. Love that movie, man. Bro. Uh, that's such a good movie. So, in case people don't know, Jake does vocals and plays guitar for Grandma's Chandelier. You've had quite a busy year. Like you're acquiring like new band members, writing songs. You got like a couple new songs on like the Spotify. Are you guys putting together an EP right now or something?
Yeah, well, we plan on, which plans can change, but as of right now, we got the show coming up this Sunday in Memphis at Growlers
Yeah.
with Devil's Cut and Taken by Tides and one of the local bands, they're Dependent.
Okay.
And then we got the show on August 23rd with you guys.
Yeah.
And we got offered something. It's not up to par yet, but it's going to be October, November time frame. I don't want to unleash too much news about it right now because
yeah.
it's not set in stone. But
Oh yeah.
but if we don't do that, we plan on just stopping after August and taking the rest of the year to write and try to record the EP and probably get started back early next year on doing shows again.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all, and everything. It's like it's super tempting, kind of like to take these shows. Like I don't know, we were talking about a show in October, and I was like, yeah, dude, we'll do it, and so that's kind of like, but it's tempting, You're like, I kind of like you. I kind of want to take because we have some songs that are on ice. We haven't really kind of worked them out like with like as a full band yet. I'd like to kind of spend, and we don't get together a whole lot. Like we probably practice probably once, maybe twice a month because we're just kind of all separated. We got two people who live in Sherwood and we're up here. So we kind of try to find like innovative ways that kind of like it helps. Technology helps, like the kind of like
Yeah.
the whole FaceTime thing. It's like let's have a guitar day and and kind of work on make sure we're on the same page as far as like guitar riffs or bass lines and
Me and
stuff.
Cameron will do that too. We'll either get on a video chat and we'll throw riffs at each other, or we'll just send each other videos and
Yeah.
we'll play off of that and see who can
You
write a
said-
lead part or a rhythm part. Or
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is that effective for you guys? Has it worked?
it's always worked out for me.
Awesome.
So I like it.
Awesome. We actually did that today. I got on the horn with Jordan. We're working on a new one, so we're wanting to have it ready for this Saturday. So we're like, okay, it's go time, So we're gonna, and Corey does like jamming sessions in his garage. Just like he'll listen to like the because we'll have the songs, like I'll have the guitar part and he'll listen to it and then he'll play the drums. Or actually, we actually were trying to work on the new one last practice. So he had like that recording and he was kind of like jamming to that. So we kind of find innovative ways because everybody's kind of like separated by, just distance and everybody
Yeah.
having families and responsibilities and everything else. Um, okay, so you got a show coming this Saturday?
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to get down to Growlers, man. Have you played, is this your first time playing Growlers?
First time playing out of
Yo,
state, so
that's awesome, dude.
yeah,
You gotta be stoked.
I'm pretty excited. I'm a little nervous too, but
That's all
it's gonna
right.
be a whole different crowd.
You guys do good because you guys play together like often, so you guys really should know
Yeah.
the songs like like the back of your hand usually. But by
Yeah.
now, uh, I want to go back to kind of because we were talking before we got started, like starting to record. Like, um, my daughter, it's really cool. My daughter and son-in-law, my son got to play in the same show. It's the first time I got to hear Grandma's Chandelier, and I know I don't care. This totally bears repeating, but like I was so psyched and so stoked that that you and your brother were like had this band. You guys were writing. You guys already had like material. And I was so psyched to hear because I already knew like your reputation. I knew like you guys are really good like musicians and you have like a heart for like it's not like and you guys are you may be young but you're veterans when it comes to like to the scene and kind of knowing like having roots and like and like metalcore and post hardcore and emo and all those things, so you're pretty seasoned in that, so it was really awesome. It's kind of like, so I mean, how was that experience, because you guys played at the August, was it August 5th, is that what we
Yeah, it
said?
was August 5th last year, I believe.
August 5th last year, Reynolds Park show, did this benefit show for Jeff English. And you guys played. Like, what were your feelings kind of going? Because that was your first, but that was your debut show was Grandma's Chandelier, right?
Yes.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, what was going through my mind is I haven't played in a band live for anybody since back in the old storage building days
Yeah.
and the get down days.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and playing a totally different genre from what I'm used to.
Right, yeah.
I was playing post hardcore and metalcore back in Bring the Storm when me and Brody had that band. So it was different. I was like, I don't know, wasn't sure if anybody was gonna like it, and I don't know, I was doubting myself a whole lot.
Well, you play really effortlessly. You're really talented, and you're kind of. And I had no idea. I mean, I knew you could sing, but you do a really good job. Far as like the melodies are beautiful on guitar, and like your voice is really kind of like it coalesces really well with like what you're doing on a guitar.
Yeah.
And I go, this sounds good. This is really awesome. So I was definitely blown away by it, and I was like, man, this is little Paragirl's best kept secret. Just
Yeah.
knocked away there.
It was hard to steer away from the playing metal style riffs, but now that I'm doing emo shoegaze style stuff, like I'll do a chug riff every now and then,
That's not.
but it doesn't please me like it used to anymore. I'd rather play the stuff I'm doing now. It's a lot more fun. I get more creative with it.
Well, that pothole song is awesome, dude. I love that song. Such a feel good song. I think I told somebody else about that. It just feels good to kind of like. I love that, man. That's a song you would kind of play like with the windows down at night, just driving down the road. It's
Yeah.
great, man.
Me, Jeremy, and Brody wrote the lyrics for that when we first got Jeremy in the band. Pretty much like the first day we went to his house and he had lyrics wrote out, and I already had a whole song
really?
wrote on guitar. I originally had it for acoustic, just for my own pleasure,
It's so good, man.
and it worked out with his lyrics and stuff. And we just had to do proper placement with the riffs, and that was pretty cool how that worked out. That was probably one of our quickest, but like good sounding songs that was wrote. So
Hey, I like when that happens too, man. I think sometimes those kind of come out as like as the best song. I don't know, I guess that's a good definition, but the ones that just kind of come together naturally. There wasn't a whole lot of like, here are the lyrics, here's the riff, like the transitions are just like it works out just right, and you're like, man, that was easy.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad that song ended up being recorded first. It still holds a pretty special place in my heart.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. I could tell that for sure. And I like the now you're writing other stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how does that fit together with like what like with potholes and everything?
Well, like the direction with now, like I don't know if you've been to any previous shows, but we've been playing 2 new songs on our set, and we kind of we didn't throw away the other songs, we just got them on the back burner for right
Okay.
now
Okay.
due to lineup changes. We used to have Jeremy doing vocals for us and stuff like that, and
Sure.
those other songs I was more focused on guitar riffs, and
Okay.
so we kind of put them on the back burner. We might work on them and retweak them a little bit, which I kind of hope we do because there's still some banger songs.
Still some good stuff on this.
Yeah,
Some.
and but for right now, like the stuff we're writing now, it's more structured to me.
Okay.
Like it's like we're finally finding like not necessarily our genre, but like we're finding like how well we play with each other and like what we all like and how we can mix it together without crossing any boundaries or anything like that.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. I talked to Cameron yesterday, and he was on the pod. He was like talking about, you know, I kind of got the feeling like there's this complimenting uh, thing that was happening to where it kind of you guys are kind of feeding off each other
Yeah.
and everything, and like so I'm kind of getting to feel like you guys are like starting since that you guys are blending and since you guys work together so well, like musically, like we're probably gonna be hearing something different.
Oh yeah. Just wait. Just wait.
That's
Just
awesome.
wait.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be fun. Like we wrote a new intro too for into our set. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
cool,
So
cool.
that'll give people an example of what the future is gonna hold for grandmas. And
I mean, where are you pulling influences from?
for me, I pull my influence as far as guitar playing from like I really love like Delta Sleep and they're I don't know if you've heard of them or not. They're
I think it was Brody that brought them
yeah
up.
yeah yeah. Brody's the one who showed me those guys, and I've been addicted to them ever since. Like their guitar players are amazing. The tone. I really love reverb now. Like ambient reverb and delays and stuff like that.
Oh man, who don't, man?
But
That's awesome.
like them and also this band called Snooze, and they're more like mathy. Like they play 7 strings, but they're like positive math rock, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Now, what's that band called again?
Snooze.
Snooze. Okay.
I don't think they're together anymore, but they come out with like 2 albums. They were like a 2 album band, and then dropped off the face of the planet.
Oh, okay.
But they've still
okay.
got music on Spotify, and I still bump that every single day.
Well, I'm liking what you're doing. I like where you're kind of, where you guys are going. I'm really optimistic as far as like, when I heard Cameron was joining you guys, I go, that's such a perfect fit, man. That's going to work out awesome, So I'm excited because I know we're getting to kind of play with you guys on the 23rd. And and I think I think we got some plans of what we're wanting to do for that show. I think we have some surprises there. Because I love like
Mixed bills.
the mixed bills, and I said, man, we just need to do more of that. So I'm glad you guys are around doing that. So okay, so I want to talk about now. Did you guys do? You guys didn't do a video. Did you guys do a video for one of your songs?
Yeah, we put one up for one of our newer songs called Restless,
Okay,
and
that's what I got thinking. Yeah.
then we did a little clip of our other new one called Super Glued,
Okay.
and on Instagram, both them videos surprised me. I looked this morning, and one of them's got over 3,000 views, and the other one's got 2,500.
Ain't it wild?
Yeah, and that's why that's the only good thing that I like about social media is seeing that people are actually enjoying it. I feel like we're making an impact on the scene. So
Well, I mean, you can kind of like, I mean, me and you both can like, we can kind of compare and contrast like what it was like having a band. Like, I mean, there was social media back then, but not to the same caliber as it's going on today. And like
that was MySpace back then.
the MySpace thing, which, man, don't you miss MySpace these days?
Yeah, I miss my 5-song playlist. That
Yeah,
I
there you
everybody
go.
to listen to.
Absolutely. I like that people could kind of like go to your profile. I think my whole the funnest thing for me was like, yo, I could like I knew a person. She lived in Boise. Because I saw these people were like making their own like designs for their like MySpace. It wasn't like the regular thing you got from Tom MySpace. You could like tweak it,
Yeah.
add all the HTML and everything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, can you make mine look like this? And like I want this song to be on it. And sure enough, and she did all that. I'm like, dude, you felt so cool, like with like like every time I die, like popping up when somebody comes into your profile. I remember I had like there's this British rapper named Lady Sovereign, and like Lady Sovereign, a Lady Sovereign video would show up on my MySpace, and I thought it was just the coolest thing. I just miss it. I miss that. Like I don't like now. It seems pretty boring. Like 'cause I got Facebook, and I'm like, hey, like when I first got Facebook, I remember the person who got me to Facebook. That got me to Facebook. It was Sam Costner. Sam
Oh.
Costner, because I was communicating with him, like talk about like I don't know, like bands or and I was talking to him on MySpace. He's like, Gary, everybody's going to Facebook. I'm like, I didn't want to go to Facebook. That's just like when it just started. I loved my MySpace.
I didn't make a Facebook till I was 20.
Did you not?
Yeah, I just didn't.
I didn't want to go to it, man.
Well, I went to the army right after high school, so I didn't really have time for
Oh,
that.
gotcha,
So
yeah.
the first like year and a half was all training until I got to my unit. So
Oh, okay,
I didn't
okay.
worry about none of that stuff.
Well, there was a difference because like I think there's pros and cons to kind of like I mean having a band because we had a band during MySpace days. We also had a band like obviously now, but there's definitely pros for now as far as music is reaching more people I than what we could have like back in like 2007 or 2006. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Or whatever, 2005. So that's pretty awesome because you do hear from people like, shoot, man, there's people on our Spotify. It's like, yeah, I got people in India listening to Brick and Mortar. I mean, like, I
yeah.
mean, that's
That's
pretty
crazy. You
awesome.
can look at your charts or whatever for your bands,
Yeah,
like what country they're from. We got people from New
absolutely,
Zealand listening to our stuff. I was like,
absolutely.
holy crap, dude! Like that.
And I wish I could like, hey, I want to connect with those people. 'Cause I think that's just the coolest thing ever. I'm like. I think it's awesome. Like I think like yeah, people like down in New Zealand and Australia seem to dig
Yeah,
like what we do. It's like the US, Australia, Germany, and like France or something like that. I say, shoot, man, let's go on a European tour.
I think I seen like Nepal. Like there's like 5 people from Nepal that listen to our stuff too.
No way.
I thought they listened to like that crazy like Indian music in Nepal or whatever. I didn't
I
know
don't
like
know, man. Oh man, they're listening to you.
that's crazy.
They're waking up in the morning and they're putting on some coffee and they're popping on Grandma's Chandelier. They're just looking over their, looking out the window and they're seeing Mount Himalaya or all the Himalayas there and Mount Everest and yeah, it's pretty awesome. But that's me. That's kind of and it's cool because like now especially because with social media too, like shows obviously can be like everybody's got a cell phone, so people are going to record and everything. So like back in the day, you wouldn't really know what like our set or like an On the Catalyst set would have been like. Um, but nowadays, like somebody with a cell phone can record just 30 seconds and they know. And so it's like, but again, there's pros and cons to each though
Yeah,
and everything. 'Cause I think I always tell people this, I go, I think sometimes it's just like, there's like this mystery too. There's this mystery where you can kind of go you actually have to go to see the band,
yeah,
to either to get like a demo or to get the merch or to see what the set was like or just kind of interact. You actually have to go outside your house.
hmm
So I'm like, I don't know. Do you find that there's like have you noticed that or am I like the only one?
I've kind
Because
of noticed it.
you had a band back then.
Yeah. Well, for me back then, I was grounded a whole bunch from my guitar, and a lot of the shows I went to, I wasn't supposed to be there. So
Okay.
yeah, I got in trouble a lot. It was schoolwork. I didn't make good grades, so I got grounded for my
Wait,
guitar.
so how old are you now?
I'll be 33 this year in
33.
September.
Okay, okay. All right. So, all right. I mean, and you've been going to shows for like how long?
Since I was like 12. The first show I ever went to was, you remember the Well up in Poplar Bluff?
Yeah, we
It
played the
used to
well.
be in Pocahontas before it went to Poplar Bluff in
Okay.
downtown.
Okay.
And there was just there was like Christian hardcore bands that went down there. It was all like Christian music, but it
Yeah.
was really good, awesome music. Like I'd skate
Yeah.
down there all the time. And
That's a well.
me and Brody would stay out there till midnight watching bands play, and our grandfather would take us out there and hang out with us and watch bands play.
Dude.
And they let me and my brother go up there in between sets and mess on their drum equipment and stuff like that. So we play
I
out there.
could not.
So
That's
that's kind of where it
awesome.
all started, I guess.
How
for me.
cool is that?
Yeah. And then our grandfather bought us a first guitar and bass. Brody started playing bass, and he ended up
No
not liking
way.
it, and he was just cool with me doing guitar or whatever. And
That
then
is so cool, man.
and next thing you know, we had Bring the Storm. Well, Brody had those first couple bands he was in, Fashionable Insecta and Shut It Down.
Yeah.
And then I had Bring the Storm while he was in Shut It Down for a little while. And then I guess they parted ways. And
Right.
our old vocalist, Cash Giles, he used to. Do you remember the Burning Legends video?
Oh gosh, I don't.
They used to shoot shows at the Commonwealth all the time. Do you remember Cash Giles?
It sounds familiar. I'm so sorry.
He used to have a camera crew at some of the Commonwealth shows and
Okay.
Get Down shows, and they used to shoot like Clifford and stuff like that all the time. But
Well-
he was our vocalist for a while before Brody joined Bring the Storm. And
Really?
Then, yeah.
Did they shoot the As Hope Perishes? Cause there's
Yes.
okay,
They
I've
shot
seen
the As
that.
Up Parish is the one where they do Say It to My Face.
Yeah.
They shot that.
Yeah, for sure. Cause
I
like
haven't heard from dude in years.
oh, you haven't heard
Yeah.
from them in years.
A long time.
Okay, that's something I think. I talked to somebody at
It'd be cool to track him down though, because he's part of the scene back then too.
So I wonder if you'd had footage too.
You never
And
know.
that's the thing too, right? Because and that's another thing, because that's the hard thing. Even back then, you're fighting to kind of get footage, and anybody that did record you, you're
Mhm.
trying to hunt them down to get it. Because shoot, we're still trying to find person who recorded the first OG the Catalyst set with a GR and my cousin and over down to Ghost Town. But nowadays, man, you're all you can do is make a post and be like, hey, did anybody get any footage from the show? It's this big old blanket post, and you're gonna get responses. People are gonna send it to your DMs or whatever. Yeah, I got this, and so I'm like, well, okay. But I was talking to somebody at Cregan's on the day of our show, and they said they had they were wanting to do a documentary and stuff if they have footage.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool because I think it would be worthwhile, especially it'd be a lot of footage to kind of gather. Because I'm kind of bitter that nobody got any I'm the Catalyst footage when I was in it.
I remember.
I was in it, and there's YouTube videos of I'm the Catalyst, but I'm not in any of that.
I
So
remember
I can be bitter.
the first time seeing you guys. Y'all played with After the Altar, and I think Goodnight Panda,
Okay.
and it was at the Get Down.
Yeah.
And that was my first time ever seeing After the Altar too.
Yeah.
And it's their bass player. I guess it was Brian's brother, the vocalist's brother, who played bass for him for a
I
while.
believe, yeah.
He came back, and it was it was I think it was their last show.
Oh, yeah. I think they had 2 last shows.
Yeah, one at the one at the Get Down and one at the Commonwealth, right?
Most likely. I don't know. Bands, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, bands nowadays have lots of last shows. But I'm just saying, yeah, man, but that should be done. I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, could you imagine that documentary? You're just
I'd watch it.
I'd be yeah, I'd watch it too. I'd be and all this old footage this kind of dug up, and it shows it says and they're interviewing you, and it says Jake Betts, on the video, and it's as I recall, but so your first show was at the well. So when was your first 870 show with
Playing or going to one?
Just going to one.
Going on, my first one going to was probably.
Was it one of ours?
It has to be one of y'all
Okay.
at the Common. It was a Commonwealth show.
Was that the Putt Putt place?
No, this was before the Putt Putt. It was used to be right across the street, I think, from the Get Down.
Yeah, on Main Street.
Yeah, that's where Nights Like These and them played in Joan of the Furious.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That show was massive.
Yeah,
bro.
that was awesome. Brody's band played with them too that day.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I got some flack for that.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm it's my show. I can put whatever band I want to, and they can open up for whatever. I don't know who. I can't remember. But, Of course, I tend to exacerbate things over years, so I tend to make it like legendary, like this big thing. It probably wasn't. It's probably somebody that's just kind of like, hey, why do they get to open? I'm like, because I'm the one putting on the show, pal.
Okay,
And
pause.
anyway, but anyway, that was kind of how that went. But that was a fantastic show. Had a really good turnout. And did you know like Billy from Nights Like These? He's like a doctor.
No, no, I never got a chance to really speak with them.
Oh yeah, dude.
As a kid, that vocalist was a big dude, and he kind of scared me a little bit,
He's big.
especially
Here's
when
a
he
big
was
dude.
screaming and holding his
Oh
arms out
my
and flexing
gosh,
like this.
dude.
I was like, please don't
Dude's
hurt me.
massive, dude.
He's a
That's
big
so
guy.
awesome. Yeah, I think he's like a psychiatrist or something. Anyway, I thought, man, that's pretty cool. Um, okay, okay. So your first show, the Commonwealth. Do you remember who played that show? Or I mean, at the was it the Nights Like These show on Main Street? Was that your first one or no?
No, I think my first show was at the gig.
At the Get
Can't even
Down.
talk. The Get Down, yeah.
Yeah, those were fun shows.
Yeah, and we got to play there one time, and I think we were the reason that place got shut down. We had
What?
we had a band. We played with Killer Operating System, and we played with a band out of Tupelo, Mississippi called Ukagi, and they did like heavy like Weezer covers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like songs you wouldn't think would be heavy,
Okay.
and they would do it. Yeah, they did Beverly
That's
Hills
aw-
by Weezer. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and pretty decent sized pit, and
Really?
yeah, and guitars and amps got knocked over.
Oh,
that's-
mercy.
So yeah,
Well, what are you gonna do,
I didn't
man?
hear of any shows there after that,
Well,
and that place doesn't even exist anymore.
yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's crazy. I'd love to see the day. I'm so thankful for Cregan's being so this accommodating, for letting us do shows over at their place, and I like because our last show, our experience was pretty good on the first, and so I'm like, and there's just more shows coming up. I'm like, it'd be kind of cool though to have like an all ages venue though.
Yes.
So maybe one day, maybe we think, that would kind of like open up and we kind of have just another spot for like, bands to play and everything. Um, so you had Bring the Storm.
That was the only band I was in.
That was
as
the
far
only
as-
one?
Yep.
Okay. Because I thought you guys played at the Commonwealth at the Putt Putt.
Yeah, we
behind
did.
Putt-Putt,
We
yeah.
played with Chattanooga and Assout Parishes and Silent Seal Oppressor.
Well, that's stacked.
Yeah, and that was our birthday show. It was
That
on
is
September
awesome,
20th.
dude.
Yeah, and the guitar player from Chattanooga let me use his amp because all I had was that little bitty Marshall, and I was always borrowing people's amps. And I played that little cheap Fender Stratocaster that whole time.
Dude, that's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow, dude. Do you guys have any footage from that or anything?
No, I
any
wish.
pictures?
I wish.
Oh my gosh.
I think
man.
my brother has some old pictures somewhere, and if not, I'm sure I can.
'Cause I know there's a flyer. It's on the it's on the Facebook on the Commonwealth Ghost Town page. I'm pretty sure there's a flyer for that Bring the Storm and everybody that was on that. I tell everybody all the time, I really need to. I have to go back and just kind of list all the bands, but there were so many though. Even back then it was kind of hard to kind of keep up, with all of them and actually who was in them because sometimes I kind of got a feeling that other people kind of shared members,
Yeah.
and everything. So I was like, I don't know, but I remember after I leaving, it was still flourishing. I remember I moved to West Memphis, and it was still doing well, and everything. That's whole, asshole parishes. Wasn't Silence the Oppressor? Did they have another name before that?
Their first name was Sedalia.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I think that's because that's where they were from, Sedalia, Missouri.
Oh, okay. That's such a cool name, dude.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
pretty cool. They were Sedalia, then they called themselves Silence the Oppressor, and then I think their last band name was Awake Abyssal Tyrant.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Because sometimes I'm wondering, like, well, maybe there wasn't so many bands. Everybody just changed their name. That's pretty cool. But I want to kind of get back to guys. So you started going to shows back at the Well, and you kind of were. You said that's where you kind of started, kind of like
That's when I got interested in like hardcore
interested
and
in
stuff like
everything
that.
else. So what kind of things were you kind of listening to? Like, so like, do you remember like picking up like going somewhere or somebody giving you like a copy of a certain like a CD or there's something kind of. I mean, what really kind of got your gears turning?
Well, what first got me into like this like style of music, and not just like emo or like metal everything like that. Because before I was just listening to like Nickelback and
Yeah, yeah,
Creed and
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
alternative music, and then but I think what really got me turned on to it was our friends Eric and Corey. I used to jam with them, and I was in Elvis Burns with them for a while. Well,
Okay,
yeah, that's there's another band I was in, but I never did a show with them.
okay, okay. I got you.
But yeah, they always we was always borrowing their iPods, and they had all this cool music on there like Circus Survive and stuff like that. And
Dude,
I
yeah.
think the first song I listened to it was "In Fear and Faith" by Circus Survive on that iPod, and that's what got me into the ambient
Wow.
stuff.
Wow.
And they had like Devil Wears Prada on there, As I Lay Dying, and just all different the whole mixed different bill on that iPod. And
So what year was that?
I think I was like 11, 12 years old when that happened.
So,
So we were always hanging out and playing guitar together.
man,
But
you came in at a good time.
yeah,
That is unreal.
so it was pretty fun. And then my first big ever concert to go to was during the Nintendo Wii tour. It was Hawthorne Heights, Emery, Plain White Tees, Reliant K, and a band called The Sleeping.
The Sleeping. Did you know the Sleeping
They
played?
opened up. They were awesome.
Do you know they played Paragould?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they played the Reynolds Park building
That's
one
insane.
time. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy cool. Yeah, they're super good, dude.
Yeah, we saw them. We saw that whole show at the Convocation Center in Jonesboro, and we were at the mall beforehand,
Really?
just walking around, burning time until it started. And we came across Tom from Plain White Tees in Hot Topic, and my brother tackled him because he was like so excited. Yeah, and we ended up giving him a ride to the Convocation Center from the mall. So yeah,
No
we got to hang out with him. That was
way.
pretty cool. And then I got to meet Hawthorne Heights backstage, so that was really cool.
No
I think my
way.
favorite band there, like, don't get me wrong, I loved Hawthorne Heights and stuff. It was right after they dropped their "If Only You Were Lonely" album, their
Yeah.
second album. But it was my first time seeing Emery. I'd listened to the CD and I loved the Question album. But seeing
Right.
them live, I was like, these guys should have been the main event, in my opinion. They were so
Oh.
good, so good. And I didn't know that the singer and the bass player were both doing trade-off vocals and stuff like that, and they would trade
Oh wow.
bass. Like one would do bass for a song and sing back up, and vice versa. I was like, that's awesome.
Wow. They get such alike. People love those
I was
dudes.
like, they're breaking rules. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. My little brain couldn't handle it. I was like, it's so awesome.
Your mind was blown.
Yeah, I was like, who does that? And then come to find out now, there's all kinds of different bands that switch up instruments during sets and do whatever. It's
There's no
crazy.
way that tour came to the Convocation Center.
It did. It was during the Nintendo Wii tour.
Are you kidding
Yep.
me?
Google it.
Did like I don't man. So like what kind of response were there people there?
It was huge.
What?
It was huge. It was packed. Like
Dude,
you had to fight to get your way down to the front and on the floor and dance with everybody.
no
Hmm.
way. No way. Because like because you're mentioning this, and like I was a few weeks ago, I was talking to Freddie Bowers, and he said, and I didn't mention anything, but I really should have. I think I was just, I think I was just awestruck. He said like Mike Vallely, like the skateboarder, like he come down, like he was down at Turtle Creek Mall in 2015. I'm like, when did that happen?
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I'm like, so I'm like, man, look at me sleeping on things and not, because that was like. I'm trying to think like what the heck what I was doing. You got to find out like what year that was
Yeah.
because I wonder like when that was because
Oh, I
that's
was
what
13 when I
well
went to
Hot
that
Topic was
concert.
around. Well, Hot Topic was around. The mall was around
Hmm.
and everything. Dude, do you miss Hot Topic?
I ain't really shopped there in years. I
I remember going
kind of
to.
go to Walmart now, man.
Man, where would you go to like grab music though? Like like
Oh, when I was younger?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
would get CDs from Hot Topic, or like I said, I ended up getting an iPod after a while,
yeah,
begging my
yeah.
mom for one. So I would just let my friends who had good music on their computers, like they downloaded off FrostWire, LimeWire back in the
Oh
day. So
man,
I would
oh
upload it to them.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So do stuff like that. That's where I got a lot of my music, and it'd be random stuff I ain't never heard before. Some of it I would like,
Oh
some of
my
it I wouldn't.
gosh, dude. Yo, man, LimeWire.
Yeah, so I literally had to like dig my way to get music and stuff. So
Yeah, dude. Like, I remember like it was wild like watching that, during that time watching the scene or like music kind of like be more accessible. I mean, like places like Hot Topic, because I remember the first time I was on Hot Topic was at like the when they had the Peabody Mall in Memphis, and there was like a Tower Records downstairs, and there was the Hot Topic upstairs, and that's where I would kind of go. And of course Hastings here, but as far as like accessibility, it was just like it's wild. It was so wild to see. It's like, dude, like there's all this Trust Kill Records, like compilations and CDs inside. Like, man, I remember buying like Walls of Jericho and oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff like it, like Hot Topics, and then go downstairs at Tower Records and you find like that's where I bought my first like Cult of Luna CD. I'm like, so it's kind of crazy to watch this stuff kind of be more accessible and just kind of like because I don't know, I think it kind of makes me feel old kind of thinking about it, but I thought it was a good thing too because I think people really should these bands really deserved a lot. People deserve to hear these amazing like bands and because I was getting all into it and there was this part of me that was kind of like gatekeeping like hey this is my music, man. This is like I don't want just everybody on the planet to love like my music, you know what I'm saying, kind of like
Yeah,
a special place.
you're hoarding it to yourself.
Yeah, it's like I don't want everybody
I've
else,
done that before.
but I was kind of half and half about it, but at the same time I was like it was kind of cool to like show people who didn't know anything about it. Like I remember it was so cool getting to show my good friend like what Zayo sounded like or what Living
Oh,
Sacrifice sounded like, and they get so hooked or hopes fall and everything, and you're like, and they would totally be vibing, and that makes you feel pretty good, like, and they're still into it to this day, you
you
know.
said something about Hastings. I bought a couple good records from Hastings in Florida one time. I bought the Creatures album from Motionless in White,
Oh mercy.
and it was a Plotting New record. It was Unwelcome, I think. It had like neighbors and stuff on it.
Oh
That was
really?
that was awesome. Yeah.
That's one band I've really not got into, but they've blown up to like something fierce
They've
nowadays, man.
changed their sound a whole lot. They're still kind of got like a heavy aspect to them, but they're more in the hardcore side, kind of
Yeah,
not like the punk hardcore stuff. Like Power Play and
yeah.
when shout out to Power Play, that was awesome.
That was a
That
good
was a great
set,
show.
bro. That was a good, but that felt like a homecoming, didn't it? Like at the
Yeah,
show at Cregan's. Yeah,
it reminded me when Get Over It used to play all the time. Like I was like, I haven't heard hardcore music like that since like
go.
'09. I was like, it's crazy.
You know what? That's we haven't really Get Over It hasn't had a lot of like people have mentioned them, but they really haven't got a lot of light on the podcast. But they were really good. I thought they were a really good band because they had a real nice original sound. I thought,
Yes,
what I'm saying, for this area, I thought they really deserved a lot more, more attention and more light than what they actually got. And they put on an incredible show. The songs were good. They were
hmm
solid. They were fierce. Good stage presence. Danny did a beautiful job. And it was pretty awesome, dude. I mean, and was it Steven? Was Steven like the he also did vocals. I think it was
yeah, I think so.
yeah. I saw Mike. But yeah, man, for real. Did you ever go to any shows? I'll never forget watching them at the Krusty Krab. Did you ever go to any Krusty Krab
No,
shows?
I'd heard about him though. I really wanted to go to a show there because I heard it was loads of fun. I was really envious of some of my buddies who got to go to a couple shows out
Oh
there.
yeah, dude.
I wonder if is that still even a thing? The Krusty Krab.
No, man, it's like in the basement of a dude's house, man.
Whoever made the Krusty Krab, if you're listening, bring that back, please. Just at least
Yeah,
one show that I can go to, and then
I
you can
don't
shut it
know.
down.
I don't know if that dude even like his family even lives in that house anymore. But like he was so fun. He was so funny in the middle of the night. What's going on? Oh, don't mind us. We're just having this. We're just having a 25th anniversary Krusty Krab show. you know. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun for real, man. But
When I heard about Grandma Lolly's, they all played that. It kind of the way Chase and described it to me playing there. It reminded me of like what the Krusty Krab sounded like. So I was like, maybe that's the next.
are you guys getting down there? Are you guys gonna go down there?
I think we've talked to grandmas, but I don't know. I'd
It's
like to
hot.
play down there.
I think she was
It
gonna
can't
wait
be
till.
hotter than playing at Crowley's Ridge outside a few weeks ago. That was killer murder.
I loved it though.
We did
I
that
loved
summer
it.
at the Amp with REC and a few other bands.
Yeah, dude.
That was fun. It was just so ungodly hot.
Playing outside. Did you like playing outside?
Uh, if if it was cooler, yeah. But in that heat, Like it had to be like 97 degrees outside, almost 100. I was like, this can't be real.
Well, they said Reese was thinking about just like maybe trying to do it like in like springtime, where it's not so you can dodge the mosquitoes and the heat.
Yeah, I'd rather have like mosquitoes and like it be just a little bit cooler than hot and mosquitoes. So
I have a hard enough time like hitting on my notes. Anyway, so I could not imagine like dodging sweat beads and mosquitoes.
oh, I was drained out of breath. No matter how much water I drank, like I was like, I know I'm gonna throw my voice out by the end of this freaking set. I was like, because I'm having so much trouble with this heat right now.
That's awesome. I really hope that's an ongoing thing. For what I hear, it's going
It
to
was
be.
fun. Like all in all, it was fun. Some of the bands that played there, like I really love Buckshot Princess, and that's
See,
not even like a genre I like go to listen to, but like they were just so fun to watch. Like
now
and listen
remind me
to.
what they sound like.
Okay, they're like that old like I wouldn't say like necessarily like country, but it's like that old timey folk. It's got like an eerie vibe to it. It's just
What?
it's so good, and their vocalist you would think she'd have like a higher pitched voice, but she can hit the high notes.
Oh,
But
for
she's
real?
got like this dang near like baritone, but it's like so smooth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a really good vocalist.
That's such a great name for.
Yeah, and their instruments were tight. Their bass player, I love watching him. Big old dude. I don't know why all bass players are big dudes.
Why
But
does?
but he was just
I
having the
don't
time of his
know.
life up there. But their guitar player played this awesome Gretsch guitar.
Oh,
A
really?
hollow body. It sounded amazing.
Dude.
They were talented. They were really cool.
So.
I think they're from like Little Rock or something like that.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm kind of like. So she wasn't singing by herself. She had actually had a band.
Yeah. She had a band
Okay.
backing her
Okay.
up.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm good now. Okay. Um. All right. So I want to kind of get back to like to the chandelier and to like and kind of to you guys. So what is like? I don't think I touched on this as far as like with the rest of the guys, as far as like what the writing process is like. Is it? I mean, do you guys? Are you bringing bits and pieces to the table, or are you guys just saying, "All right, guys, today the idea is to write a song or whatever, and you guys just start jamming or whatever." I mean,
Well,
what's the
here,
formula?
well, a lot of us write, but here lately it's been Brody being the lyricist, which Brody's always been a pretty incredible lyric writer.
Right.
And you can just throw a topic at him, and he'll write a whole essay on it and turn it into a song. But yeah, as far as lyrics, well, we have songs written.
I mean, as far as like the musicality part
The
of it.
musicality, okay. So me and Cameron tend to quite a bit video each other a lot, like I said, and
Okay.
we'll throw
Okay.
ideas at each other, and if there's something that really catches our ear, we'll stop with the other ideas and we'll solely like focus on that and try to craft it.
Okay.
But as far as like we haven't wrote a new song since Cameron's been in the band yet, so
Okay.
I can't really explain how our creativity would be yet until we've actually
Right.
pushed out new stuff. But as far as him adding his own flow into the songs we already have written,
Yeah.
like if like I said, people who've been to our shows have heard the two new ones, Restless and Superglued, but without him us playing it live, you're in for a treat whenever you see it live this time because he added a lot of good juiciness to those songs.
Juiciness. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It-
Yeah, man. I like to
He
be
textured it out for us pretty much, like used a missing layer.
very cool. Very cool. I have to get Billy down here sometime. We kind of.
Yeah,
No,
I know
I
you are
don't.
booked for the rest of the year. Or,
Yeah, it's crazy. We kind of like it happened very quickly. Uh, I mean, from the get go, and it's kind of nonstop to where we're kind of, and it was awesome. It wasn't like it was totally cool that everybody wanted to kind of like be on it and kind of tell their story and because I was itching to do that. It's like one of those things like you're wanting to kind of like document like what happened like with the 870 and like what it meant to people and like all the bands and uh, kind of shine light on all the bands that meant so much back then, but also at the same time kind of like also shed light on what's going on now. Like within because there are bands like yourself, that you're doing stuff now, and also kind of put the focus on that, like that we're just not like a past scene. We're like we're a current scene. But but at the same time, people loved, but there was a period of time that we all go back to, like we all reminisce about, and like, man, like about whether, bands or sets or demos or venues or whatever, because there was so much community even back then, that minus, and a lot of it was minus the social media. It was just like, we couldn't wait to see each other. So it was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of community, and people like that. And it was something they could hold nostalgic, but also we wanted to kind of like focus on like, what you guys are doing, like there are things kind of going on. Things are starting to kind of build up steam. Bands that are doing wonderful now. I mean, like the Storyline and Gore Pig, and they're kind of like, I mean, these some really talented folks. Like, kind of like, just like what you guys. I think there's a difference now that I wanted to put attention on, is like everybody's like, I mean, I truly believe that everybody who, I mean, the bands that kind of represent 870 right now, they're doing like, they're talented dudes. Or they're writing, you guys are writing, like the songs are really like mature and they're solid, and everybody's like, and a lot of talented folks, and it's just like, but back in the day, we were just kind of like, we were so stoked and like uh to get a, kind of get some guys together, and put some music together and like go play shows, and and we were kind of a little more rough around the edges back then. I felt like, even as like our band, I mean, I felt like we were kind of rough around the edges, but we loved so much what we did, and we had such a joy doing it. But over the years, we've kind of like, hey, we've kind of, life is like some rivers, I mean, some waters kind of passing under the bridge. Some life experiences have happened, and now we're kind of like, we're in just a different state of mind and writing music at our age and our point in our life, and it's different now. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy to see like the growth in whether you're doing music or just general life, as far as how your mindset changes over through
Oh,
different
absolutely, absolutely.
experiences.
Absolutely. And I think that's what too. I mean, I think it kind of goes back to that song like Potholes and everything. I think that's a good song to kind of like to tell that story, because like, I was kind of the oldest. I was kind of older than most, obviously, but like, because everybody is in that range of like early. Everybody right now is pretty much in early 30s.
Yeah,
So you go back then, everybody's kind of like, whatever, 13, 15, 17, 18, whatever years old. You know, so kind of compare like what you're going through then, which is tough things, obviously. Being a youth and adolescent, but comparing it to now, it's gonna be different, and you're gonna have different stories. You're gonna have some perspective and substance that you didn't necessarily have, back then. You're kind of coming from a different spot. So I thought it was, so it's been tough, far as like, because there's so many people like, far as like old heads I want to pull onto the pod. Also, I want to pull like some people who are doing some things now. So trying to find that balance is kind of tricky sometimes, because I want to make sure that back in the day does get documented well, because and because there were a lot of crazy, really amazing things that happened back then. But also, I want to let everybody know, as far as like 870 and Arkansas and beyond, that like we got something very, very special here.
yeah, it's still going on.
It's still going on, and
Everybody
everything's
just took a break for a few years, 10, 15 years. It'll be okay. We were
uh,
just cooking.
yeah, we're just cooking now and everything. So I think there's a lot of good things in store, uh, you know, for sure. So I mean, I can't wait. But anyway, um, okay. So is there a new single coming? Or are we just waiting on the EP?
Well, I'm not sure on that. I want to, as far as I know, we're gonna do the EP, but I don't know if we're gonna do like let one single out for
Just
now, and
just eke
then
just eke them out.
yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do that exactly. If it was me, if I got to make the sole decision, I would let one of the singles out,
I got you.
just because it's been a while since we put out one.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
And
Do you guys have any in mind? Do you guys have anybody in mind that you want to go like record at, or are you guys doing your own
I
recording?
think we're gonna try our hand at recording ourselves now, since we've gotten
Nice.
the equipment to do so. I think we're pretty okay to do that, and we're gonna see if it works out or not.
I think it will.
I think it will. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Cameron and Billy, and like Billy's been learning
Oh really?
nonstop since day one. He went from knowing nothing about sound engineering and playing bass to He was our original rhythm guitar player.
So that all that sound stuff that turns my mind into a pretzel. And I'm like,
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of it either. I just he would have me put headphones on, like, does it sound good to you? I'm like, yeah, yeah.
I was talking to Cameron yesterday about that. I'm like, buddy, okay. So I go, I'm gonna try my hand at this, and I go at the front end. I'm thinking, I'm trying to like figure out because I want to do some like I have some ideas for other projects that I want to do, and I'm like, okay, so on the front, and I'm so confused like on the front end, like what I have to do. I had the song mapped out in my head, so I'm like, okay, I got to record the drums, and if I had this whole song on guitar written, and of course I've listened to stuff that that he has done, and on the back end, I'm like thinking, how in the world did you get from there? To there, the point A to point B. It just boggles my mind. And we were at the studio in Memphis, and I'm watching that dude work. And I'm like,
Yeah,
it
you had
just
the guy from
boggles
Nights Like These
my mind.
record you, all right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Lonnie
yeah,
was telling me about that at the show.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
geeking out about that. I was
yeah.
like, that's
It's
so
awesome,
cool. He said it was a really fun process.
and he works fast. I'm
Yes.
like, I go, I don't know what you're doing. But it's just like I want to do it, and so and I think that's one of the things like, and especially having somebody. I think we went to him because he knows we didn't want to go to anybody that like didn't know the genre,
Yeah.
didn't know the sound or whatever, who's kind of had like their foot in like the underground scene or whatever. So like they kind of know like we're kind of speaking the same language
They can
type of
relate
thing.
to you
They
on
kind
it.
of relate or whatever. So I think you guys and this guy records like all kinds of genres. He's just not stuck in one thing, which is kudos to him. He does a great job. But like, I would love to learn. I would love to learn that. It's just like it's because that, especially now that I've seen like how the sausage is made. I'm like, dude, dude, that'd be incredible.
It's interesting.
It's super interesting. Yeah, very cool. Uh, okay, so we have to man. I feel like I need to talk more about like because you guys were in like 870 scene for a while. I mean, just like going to shows and everything. Because I don't want you to leave without because you went to shows since you're like 12 or 13, and there has got to be you have to have like either stories or experiences like I mean I know you're in bands and everything, but as far as like do you have any moments that like either were like I don't know like funny or scary or wild or a combination of
I
all
think the
three?
wildest thing that's ever happened back in the day playing a show was it was that show with S. Hope Parishes, Chattanooga, and Silent Steel Presser.
Yeah.
It was the third song in our set, and I can't even remember the song name. I don't even remember how to play it. It's the only song from Ring of Storm I can't remember anything about. I know
Okay.
all the other ones, remember them, and I know how to play
Okay.
them. But one of our friends, Christina Pitchers, shout out to her. We went to school with her, and
Yeah.
it was it looked like a tidal wave of people
What?
just flowing, and she's at the bottom during a breakdown of one of our songs. And I remember they called an ambulance for her because she
No
got
way.
accidentally like curb stomped and her like jaw broken. And we seen her the next whenever she got back to school from surgeries or whatever, and she just threw up the rock horns. Man,
No way.
she's like it was worth it.
Did
So
that
she had the time of her life at that show.
did that happen at the Commonwealth?
Yep, at the golf course, the store.
We had an ambulance come out there.
Mm-hmm.
Was I even there?
remember that.
I
It was
know
a long time
I
ago.
had to have been there. I was there like 95% of the time.
Mhm. I don't know. I was playing, so
Oh my
it was during our
gosh.
set. So,
Maybe we didn't know.
Oh man, dude. That's crazy.
but she's okay. She's good.
She could
I do remember the fire people coming out and the cops being like, "What are you doing?"
17, 16, 17 years later. Oh, she's good.
Yeah,
She's
fine.
all right.
She's fine.
She made it. Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude,
she
I'm
said
so
she had the
glad
time of
I'm
her
so
life,
glad
though.
I asked that question.
Yeah.
Now, oh my God. I mean, how do we not know like an ambulance come?
We might have known at the time.
We might have
Our
known.
memory's getting kind of...
Oh my gosh, dude. And that was kind of an underground venue anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
literally underground venue. I don't think the guys that we rented from actually knew that we had a venue back there. I think he knew we paid him rent.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what was going
He
on.
didn't think he knew what was going on back there.
I had to talk to him about it. Yes, I'm the one that handled
Oh, yeah?
that. Yeah,
Okay,
he knew
okay.
he was fine with it.
Okay, so he was cool with it.
The only problem was, like, the city was starting to come around.
Oh,
Like, the firemen
man.
and cops
Yeah.
and stuff were starting to come around, and there was nothing bad going on.
Oh, no,
But
was about a fire exit.
there wasn't a backfire. That's the only reason we
That's
didn't get a
why we
license.
couldn't do it anymore.
We didn't get a license because there was no.
Oh.
There has to be a back door for a fire exit, and then on top of that, there was like some shadiness going on with some people that were starting to come around, and it just
Oh,
it
yeah.
got nerve wracking.
Yeah, I remember there towards the end of the storage building days, there was a different crowd of people getting mixed
Well-
in with us, and they didn't seem like the friendliest type.
Well, we did a
They were
rave.
bringing drugs.
They did a rave thing. I think the rave was like one of the last things we did because like I was like, and I think I was so upset because like people were like just being ridiculous, and just like
Irresponsible.
irresponsible, and like, they were all over the property. Like it's a big property,
Yeah.
you know. So it's, I mean,
everybody else's businesses.
everybody else's businesses and everything else. You couldn't keep an eye on anything. It's like, yeah. But so with that coupled with like the fire thing,
We were scared.
yeah, it was good. It was a good run.
Yeah, it was a really good run.
It was awesome. Shoot. I'm so glad I asked that question because, like, man, I would have never known,
You
man.
need to apologize to her.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm so sorry, Sarah.
Is that her name, Sarah?
Oh, Christina.
Christine,
What in the world? Where did Sarah come from?
I'm so sorry, Sarah.
Whoever you are, Sarah.
I'm also sorry.
What's her name? Christina?
Yeah,
Christina Pritchard?
pitcher.
Pitcher?
Yeah.
Christina Pitcher. I am sorry that people tidal waved upon your ankle. Is it her ankle?
It's her jaw, dude.
Her jaw?
Yeah. Yeah.
She broke her face.
I'm so sorry, Christina Pitcher, that people tidal waved upon your jaw and the ambulance had been called. But thank you for your positive attitude for throwing up the horns the next day or 6 weeks later when you recovered and got out of the
It
hospital.
was like a week later at school when I seen her. Yeah.
You're the
but she,
worst.
and here's the thing too, though. But you know, she has a story to tell.
Yeah.
Ain't that awesome, though?
Yeah. If it was me, I'd keep it a secret. I don't know. That'd be embarrassing for me, but she took it like a champ.
Yo, man. Oh, we're sorry,
We had a guy get his-
Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we're-
had a guy get his teeth picked out too.
Yeah, Abe and every. Oh
Yeah.
man, but Abe's doing good. Abe
Yeah,
has,
I remember when he got his teeth knocked out. I remember that.
Abe has a story to tell,
We need
and he's
Abe.
not bitter. He's doing very well these days.
What is he doing now?
He has a skateboard company, and he
That makes sense.
he travels and he does. Man, he has a wonderful life. I
What's
love
his
him.
company called?
Board.
Board?
B-O-R-E-D.
That's awesome.
B-O-R-E-D skateboards. And he skates really good, by the way.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
But anyway, we need more skateboarding on the show. So that's why I'm trying to get Abe on. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anybody. Well, you know what? Who's that one kid, Losha or whatever, tried to do like a run against the wall and do a
Oh.
backflip, end up breaking his leg during, or did Brandon break his leg during one of I'm the Catalyst set, which I thought that was pretty.
Pretty metal right
That
there.
was pretty awesome, dude. I mean, I'm sorry about
I
your, I'm
love
sorry about
Losha.
your leg, but that was pretty freaking awesome. It's like come to I'm the Catalyst show and like break your leg.
I miss getting in the pit with that dude because I knew he had my back. So
He's an awesome
he's,
dude.
yeah, he was fun to hardcore dance with and just chill with.
Oh man, dude, that's crazy.
He always wore that ball cap backwards back in the day. He always had that same hat.
Don't you miss like some of the pit bosses?
Yes. I
You
know
should
Chuck
do
was in
that.
there a lot from after the altar.
Who are
You
some
couldn't
pit?
miss him because he wore that freaking headband all the time.
Dude, we went.
Does he still wear it? I think I seen a picture. He still
Dude,
wears
yeah,
it, does he?
so
Oh,
we-
that's so amazing.
He
That's
is.
so shout out to Chuck. Heck yeah.
Can you believe that? Like he had thought about that. I mean, talk about like he was like, I got the headband for the picture, man. And my only beef with that is like, man, you should have worked during the whole pod.
Oh yeah.
No, but it was awesome. I was like, oh, I'm so happy you did that because it wouldn't be Chuck without the headband.
Mm-mm. I loved watching them play with Silence Tree. I got to see them once at not the golf course, but the place that was near the Get Down. I got to see the Silence Tree with Chuck playing with them.
Can you believe that though?
Yeah.
I thought it was a kind of cool story how he said that he listened to it so much, and he didn't have any plans to play with them. But he knew the songs. He loved the band so. I thought it was such a good story, like loving a band so much, and all of a sudden, Like, hey, we need a drummer, and he's like, psh, he could play every lick,
It threw me off when I seen him on the drums. I was like, doesn't this dude play guitar for After the Altar? And they're like way heavier than these guys. I was like, people can do anything they want in music. I was like, there's no that stuff like that back in the day. As a child, a teenager, made me realize like there's really no limits to what you can do as far as when it comes to playing in bands.
Absolutely. But you just said that, and I mean, yeah, as you were saying that, I had this epiphany. You don't have to do this, but you probably should talk to your band.
We've talked about like switching instruments and stuff. Like there's a song idea that we have, and Bill wrote the guitar riff for it. All right, and here's the thing about Bill: some songs and riffs in the music that we have, Bill will come up with something,
Yeah.
and he'll be like, "What can you do with this?" He said, "Play what I'm playing and see if you can make it better."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, I'll give it a shot." And 9 times out of 10, it works out.
Really?
Yeah, our old song we used to play live, Linwood Drive.
Yeah.
Like he basically sculpted that whole song out, bass and guitar, and
Dude,
I
that's
just
cool.
added my own little flip and taste to it. So I love Bill's amazing. He just sits there on his acoustic, and I'll grab my electric and copy what he's doing,
Let's do that.
and then we'll work out. He's like, "Oh, do you think you could do this on that?" I'm like, "You gotta explain it to me a little bit better." Yeah, I probably can. And I don't know, it works out. It's really good. But we talked about that, and I thought about playing bass for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'd
That's
be
cool.
fun. And we messed around with it a little bit a couple weeks ago just for fun. And
I don't know if I could
think
do
it'll
that.
work out.
I don't know if I could do that.
I just feel strange holding Billy's big old 5-string. Just I feel so tiny with it.
Well, listen, that's a good idea, but that's not what I was thinking of. But no, but I think that's awesome. But we were talking. You know what, you should talk to the rest of the band. You guys should have a band meeting about doing a Silence Tree cover. That'd be kind of insane. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Well, I know that back in the day, I seen dude pull out their lead vocalist and the guitar player pull
Sam.
out that violin bow and do that crazy stuff. I can't do that. I can't rosin a bow on a guitar like that. Whatever he was doing, he had all kinds of delay and stuff going on.
Man.
Yes, Sam.
Yeah.
I don't think I could pull that off. I mean, I don't even have that equipment right there.
No, okay. Well, I'm just saying. But that'd be kind of wild.
I've always thought of like covering Ignition Fishing by Chattanooga.
Okay. Because and that's one band that keeps coming up, and I'm like, man, those dudes.
Man, they were so good.
I'm gonna call them out. Watch this. There's no way Chattanooga will ever get back together.
Nope, never.
Never. You guys won't do it. You're probably just a bunch of chickens and weenies. Probably ain't play.
They ain't got the peaches to do it anymore.
They probably didn't know
Derek.
how to play guitar anymore.
Probably not.
Probably not. They probably can't. They probably can't even say guitar.
Nope.
Or Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? You have the best name ever in metalcore. So what? If you can't be a band, or at least like one time, one time. All I'm asking. No, I'm not even asking because they won't do it. They won't even do like a one-time reunion. Like
Nope.
Tyson Davis, you don't have it. You don't have it, buddy.
Nope.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're like, oh, you're a high school teacher. How about you teach me some riffs?
Yeah. How about you bring school back to the scene?
Oh boy. Anyway,
Love you, Tyson.
yeah, love you, buddy.
But bring it back.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, bring back the Southern Rock. Anyway, they won't do it. Okay, so I love you, Tyson. Anyway, but also in all seriousness, that's a pretty good segue.
To cover another local band's stuff would be cool.
Yeah, it would be awesome. It'd be awesome. Anyway, Chattanooga, if you guys don't get back together, or some bands are going to start playing your material, then we're going to call it our own. You can't stop us. But no, I used to have I'm pretty sure somewhere I got a Chattanooga demo. Dude, it's fire, dude.
I would
It's
love
so
to borrow
good.
it. Is it on a CD?
It's so fire, yeah.
I would love to
I don't know
borrow
where.
it.
I got to find it. That'd be so good, so good. And they did such a. And that was not. I know I keep. It sounds like I repeat myself, but we had so many bands that had it seemed like I don't feel like a lot of bands stepped on each other's toes. I really feel like everybody had their own niche. You know what I'm saying? And had their own sound or whatever. You know, that's what I really appreciate, especially for it's like a small scene in like Northeast Arkansas.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I thought that was pretty awesome.
We were speaking of Tyson, it reminded me my first show in Bring the Storm where we practiced at. We practiced at this catering company that I worked at in downtown for a little while, and it was because of him we got the practice in there.
No way,
Yeah, so shout out to him for
dude. That's awesome.
that was like a big impact in my life, no matter how
He's a good
small
dude.
the deal was.
He's a good dude. He really stepped up for a lot of people. He actually stepped in for bass with us for a little bit because we had so many problems trying to find a bass player, and he actually gave us a practice spot too up there at Eastside Baptist Church,
Yeah,
and so he's really helped us. I mean, he's really helped out the scene quite a bit. So yeah, shout out Tyson, dude.
do you remember In Memory of Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a name that came across my mind the other day. I was just thinking of old local music, and I was like,
I think
man,
I had.
Mom.
I think I have. Yeah, I'm mom. Yeah, I think I have that demo too.
I used to have
somewhere.
a demo of theirs. I wish I still had it.
Dude, holy cow. Hey, man, shout out all the bands who made demos back in the day. You, because of you, we have something to kind of go back to.
Yeah, and a
And
lot of
listen
y'all
to
helped
it.
me get my start, so I really appreciate it.
Yo.
Shout out to all bands.
And we were all fans. Like, we were all fans of each other's bands. Like, just like genuinely
Yes.
could not wait to go, like, see each other and support each other. And how about all the kids back then? I mean, a lot of kids came to shows. I mean, they weren't in bands, but I mean, they came and they showed up all the time. And it's
Yeah,
like in all
I made
ages.
a lot of friends that way too. I remember like Khalid
It's
and like
crazy.
Losha and all them.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's something I miss, I think, nowadays is like, is that demographic, to be at shows, like 12 to 17 years old, like showing up at shows.
I'm seeing old faces from back in the day come to like our shows and stuff, and
Yeah.
like y'all shows too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I don't know.
I want to get new kids though.
Yeah, there's some new kids.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was our first show at Cregan's when we had Jeremy in the band still. That we had this guy taking pictures.
Yeah.
We didn't hire him or nothing. He was just taking pictures for fun, I guess.
Yeah.
And he stopped me outside on that balcony and was just like fangirling so hard. Like
Love it.
I never thought I'd see the day. I was like, thank you so much, bro.
That's awesome. Absolutely. And that's so important. That was so important to us, when we were that age, and seeing, and it was local bands that impressed us. I mean, I was in New York, but still, it's those local bands. they're the reason I kept coming back.
New York is coming out with some good music right now.
Oh yeah, man, dude. Oh yeah, New York. But you know who's popping? Little Rock is popping, dude. Like Central Arkansas is popping, dude.
Have you heard of
it's getting serious.
You ever heard of I think it's Census? They're from Little Rock.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, there's some amazing bands. Like I heard a band yesterday from like Central Arkansas. I think Searcy or Conway called Through Blood,
I haven't heard of them.
and a band called Zashed, and there's like Trent's band Entrenched. Of course, they're from around here, but like there's just like it's awesome. A band called Second Life and
The Espionage Act from Little Rock.
Espionage Act.
They were awesome to play with. They're
It's
from Little Rock.
nuts, dude. And Terminal Nation came out with this big release recently, and that's like, dude, shout out, dude, for all these bands. But anyway, I just want to like kind of end with that, like,
Yeah. So
Since the Chandelier, I remember Brody's gotten asked to drum for a couple of different bands, and
oh really?
and I've gotten asked to play guitar for a couple different bands. Like Sebastian from Storyline was wanting to do a project with me, like some doom metal style stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah, and if I had the time, I totally would. But
It's just tough.
yeah, but now I'm so focused on Chandelier. Like if I did any kind of side project, like I'm doing the Jaw stuff, but that's because Cameron's in the band with me. It's like we're
Yeah.
not really. And
Do you mind if we kind of segue into like something different?
I've never drove a Segway, but let's do it.
Okay, they're awesome. They're easy to ride. Just hold on to the handlebars, and there you go. So we're gonna segue into Five on the Fly because I'm curious. I want to kind of open up your lid and like see like what you've been listening to lately. What kind of music kind of rolls around, when you're in the car or at home or whatever. Like, where do you listen to most of your music at?
I'd say mostly in my vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at band practice, we all like to show each other new music that we found,
Awesome,
and we'll
yeah.
archive it. And
Okay.
Bill's
Okay.
got a bunch of vinyls and cool stuff too. So
Go Bill.
Yep.
Bill's a really good photographer.
anything you get him to learn, he will be great at it.
It's awesome, dude.
He's like I said. I was telling Cameron the other day. Cameron's just mind blown by, like I said, about the sound engineering and stuff that he's been learning throughout the years.
That's crazy.
And his brain is just like a bottomless pit, and you just gotta fill it up. This dude, the first time I met him, when we would hang out and stuff, and he would sit down and like read an encyclopedia.
I
Like,
love
have
it.
fun reading an encyclopedia.
I love it.
I can't
though.
wait for you to get him on this podcast. Like, I would say you make it like 3 hours because you would get like so much,
Okay.
much cool information from that dude. He's yeah,
So I imagine he likes to read.
yes,
and all that.
He likes to learn anything.
Awesome. That's gonna take some preparation.
Yeah, y'all are like two peas in a pod when it comes to that.
Oh, awesome. So
So-
it should be good. I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, I think you'll have the time of your life.
Awesome.
I know I do, and I get to see him all the time. So that's one of the highlights of my week is getting to see that dude.
And I think one thing I'm kind of catching from you is like, this is really cool. It's really great. You guys are like good friends. Everybody in the band's like good friends. That makes it different. And I get that. It's like, I'm sure you guys have like your own chat, like a band chat or whatever,
Yeah, it's so much fun.
So we're kind of like, I'm always kind of like ribbing on Jordan and everything and stuff, but like, and it's good to kind of
Don't
have.
pick on Jordan, man.
I love him. He knows I love him. He knows I love him. He does it right back, So it's good to have like brothers and kind of can, be in the band and, roast every once in a while. Okay. All right. So anyway, okay. So how Five on the Fly works, I'm going to kind of we're going to come up with like 5 songs that we've been kind of listening to recently or have been kind of super meaningful to us. This is whatever you want to do. They're in no particular order. So I'll start with my number 5, and I'll let you have a number 5, and I'll have a number 4, and then back and forth, and you'll have like the number 1 at the end or whatever. Does that sound cool?
That sounds amazing.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna cheat. I'm kind of gonna dig into my Spotify.
I may cheat as well.
Okay, awesome. I make lots of playlists and everything, so it just kind of depends. Like sometimes it kind of differs from week to week, but this week is a little different. So I'm gonna kind of focus on. I love every once in a blue moon I'll return to a band I really love. That really, I mean, it's so crazy to think about. Like the first time I heard this band was like in '91. The band is called Shelter. They're from the singer is Ray Capo, and he was in Youth of Today. Youth of Today is very legendary, straight edge, positive, hardcore band from New York City. Then he basically, he wrote a book called From Punk to a Monk. He's heavy into like Hare Krishna and everything, and so he's a very spiritual dude. I've always respected him for his like positive attitude and his spirituality and everything. So the song my number 5 is one of my favorite Shelter songs. It's called Letter to a Friend, and it's on their 1995 record Mantra. I think you should check it out. We put it at the beginning of the pod today because I thought it was just so good.
Shelter.
Yeah, Shelter. Hey, Steph, there's like a sound going on, a hiss.
A sound?
A hiss.
Think
You're
it's
hearing that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's almost done with that.
Here. Can you hear it? Is that what it
I
is?
wasn't hearing it. That's what I was checking a second ago. But
Yeah, I hear it. It's definitely the bacon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
No,
It's
it's
all
fine.
right.
We didn't think
I can
At first, I thought you were getting too close to the mic, but then
No,
it wasn't that
I can
case.
mention that, so it's a little
Why are you
less.
being so loud?
So yeah, if you hear that popping, or if you hear that sound in the background, that's bacon being cooked. We'll
be done with the bacon.
we're
here in
cooking
a minute. You won't
we're
hear
cooking
that.
breakfast for dinner, and Jake's gonna join us for a
Yeah,
feast.
I'm so sorry, guys.
No, ain't no thing.
I can't wait.
So I just want to explain what that sound was in the background. It's gonna taste good. It smells so good.
Yeah.
So I hope there are no like vegetarians being offended right now, but we're about to feast on some bacon.
The pig had a good life.
It had a very good life. Kudos, brother. All right. You're number 5. What you got, man?
My number 5 is this band called Unamused Dave, and they are a DIY band. I can't remember where they're from, but they're like they're like emo, but like their guitars are like noodly sounding. They finger tap and do all kinds of crazy noodly
Okay.
riffs.
Okay.
And my favorite song by them right now is off their, I think it's their second record. It's called Lotus.
Lotus.
And those
this
guys just slap, man. Like they're both the guitar players or the vocalists for the band. They trade off on vocals.
Have you seen this band?
I've never got to see them live. I've wanted to see them live for so much. I ordered one of their shirts a long time ago. What Billy did for me for Christmas.
Yeah.
And on their album, I think, I'm not 100% correct, but they have a picture of this old guy, and I'm pretty sure that's Dave, and he's like all over their different album arts and
is
stuff
he?
like that. And I've always made the joke. I was like, I get it, he's clearly unamused, hence the name Unamused Dave.
That's
So
awesome,
it
man.
was a cool band name. I just seen the band name, it caught my eye and scrolling through Spotify, and I listened to them, and I instantly fell in love. The first song I heard was Mango Swisher by them, and that's what got me hooked. And then I listened to Lotus, and that's been my all-time favorite song.
Are they like a math rock band?
No, they're not mathy. They're, like I said, they're like Midwest emo with like a. Like I said, I can't describe that genre. It's like noodly sounding.
Okay.
It's really good.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I love them. But like I said, they're a do-it-yourself band. Like
Awesome.
That's right. I have a lot of respect for bands who do that. So we're kind of veering towards that route with the whole recording and everything. So
Right on.
I can really relate to that. And
Right on, dude.
it's a really good song. It's a vibe.
I love the DIY ethic.
Yes.
It's so cool, like, because bands like printing their own shirts, putting out their own stuff.
And
Much respect.
It's a really nice raw sound too.
Love it. Love it. I love it, man. I think when you kind of carry that ethos and that attitude and everything, people sense that, you know what I'm saying? Because me without you,
Yeah.
they used to print their own shirts and everything else, and and they were kind
That's
of
what we
like
do.
that, and people loved it.
We print our own shirts.
Do you really?
Yes.
Kudos, brother. That's awesome. And so I think when you carry that vibe, that whole attitude, man, you're legit, and you're a band of like substance and just like backbone. I love it, buddy.
It
Great.
shows the
It's awesome,
true
dude.
love for the music to me.
Yeah, it's a true authenticity. That's just not. This is not just not the sound, but this is kind of like a belief we kind of carry.
Yeah.
Kudos to you guys, man. I'm proud of you guys. That's awesome, dude. So Unamused Dave
Yep.
is number
That'll be
5.
my number 5.
So what's the song?
It's Lotus.
Lotus is the song. Okay. So I repeat myself. I want to make sure I remember that one. Okay, very cool. Awesome. Okay. I got to go to my number 4. Okay, number 4 is going to be. I'm gonna give some props to my band. A band that kind of got me into one of the first bands that kind of got me into hardcore. They were a local band. When I was 17, they were the band. I'm talking about is called Framework. They were from Syracuse. They were like a vegan straight edge band, and I saw them in a shed, or like I guess it's like a shed. It's a big shed, and they played with Framework played with Earth Crisis. This is before Earth Crisis was like as we know them, before they were signed, and a band called Oversight. They were all these bands were straight edge bands. Earth Crisis and Framework were like this vegan straight edge thing. Well, Syracuse had in early '90s gigantic like vegan straight edge thing kind of going on there. Animal rights, the whole 9 yards, which is kind of wild for early '90s.
That is pretty wild.
It's
for early
wild. So
90s,
it's
yeah.
like environmental and political and talking about social issues, which is totally cool. Like I'm just totally down with it. But Framework was kind of cool because Framework and Earth Crisis were basically the same band but with a different singer.
Okay.
So the lead singer of Framework, his name was Shane Durgy, and the lead singer of Earth Crisis, of course, is Carl. And so just wild because those bands, because we got talking today, it really helped me to kind of reminisce and think back, reflect more than what I really have in a while, how those local bands, even like when we're teenagers, those local bands are the bands, they were kind of our heroes. They were the kinds that we looked up to and we wanted to kind of like emulate and everything. And Framework was that band, I think, for me. Before Earth Crisis it was Framework. And Shane Durgy, he also sang in Oversight, and that was the band. So he sang twice that night. But so I want to give props to my roots tonight. Today is like Framework from Syracuse. You can find them on Spotify. They actually have a song called Justice Coming, off the album called Never Again. That song still holds up. I mean, the recording is not half bad, and it's beautiful. Anyway, so it's Framework, Justice Coming, number 4. That's me.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude.
My number 4 would have to be, and I've been listening to them quite a bit. We talked about it earlier in this podcast. Snooze. They have an album called Amicus Posterum, and the way that album was wrote, it's like from the perspective of a dog, different situations that dogs go through, like anxiety, separation anxiety, which they have a song called Separation Anxiety. But my favorite song on there is called Dig Dug, and it's just about a dog's perspective of like going to a park and meeting a new dog friend, and like literally like if you listen to lyrics, just pretend that you're listening to a dog telling you about his day.
I love it, man.
And it's really good. It's they play 7 strings. Man. Their genre is considered a positive math rock.
Positive math rock.
Yes, and it's 2 guitarists, a bass player, and a drummer, and the guitar players and the bassist all 3 sing and harmonize and do trade-off vocals, and like it's crazy. It's like they almost have like a delay effect to their vocals, but they're just singing back behind each other in proper timing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Did you say 2 bass players?
No, 1 bass player, 2 guitar players, and they play 7 strings.
Okay.
And the bass player plays a 5-string, and they all sing. It's really good.
Snooze. Now, have you seen these guys?
No. They're not a band anymore.
That's right. You mentioned that earlier.
I've watched live YouTube videos of them and stuff like that. I watched them do like a concert on YouTube with In Angles, which they're a really good band too. But that would be my number 4 for.
Have they split up? Are these guys part of any other bands?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but I would hope so.
You would hope so,
because I really got a lot of respect for that band. Like, I don't know. I love dogs too, man. So I can just kind of relate. So it's just it's nice to like hear like music from a dog's perspective. Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought I'd hear something like that.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because like when Coda went missing on July 1st or July 2nd. And we found him, that next on July 3rd morning, I kind of look at the GPS, like, you kind of look at Google Maps, like where he was last seen and where he ended up, where he ended up. And so I was like, and I saw it was like 1.3 miles between those 2 places. And I go, man, that'd be so cool if he had a GoPro attached to him. I could have like seen like what he went through that 10 hours he was missing,
Oh, goodness.
Just like the adventure,
They ought to put little like tiny cameras on dogs' collars, just for like security measures. You know what I mean?
That'd be so cool, man.
They put trackers on dogs. Why can't they find a little camera to put on a collar?
Mm-hmm. They're holding out on this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, dude, that's a great. I love it. This is great. That's great. I'm gonna have some cool jams to listen to this week. That's so cool. I had it. Oh shoot, where'd it go? I had one. I lost it. Give me a second. Here it is. I love New Order, and I guess a New Order. I just like Joy Division. I love both those bands, but I'm gonna go this week. I'm gonna go talk about New Order, and the song is called Crystal. It's off like I think it came out. The album came out. I think want to say it's 2000 or 2001. It's off their Get Ready record, and that song Crystal opens up that whole album. Love it. Love that song. I think it's probably my favorite song by New Order. They have a lot of good jams, so it's tough to pick a good one.
What was the album?
Get Ready by New Order, and the song is called Crystal.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's super good. I mean, it's amazing. I always kind of return to it. I have this playlist on my phone called like, it's my work. It's my I'm working on the top 100 records list, and it's so tough to do. If you ever try to do that, it's difficult. But I can't reduce it down to 100 for nothing.
I don't think I could either.
It's tough. I can't.
To any man that can, props.
Props
Yeah,
for real.
for real.
It's difficult. Yeah, that's my number 3.
Alrighty. I'd say my number 3, and this is completely different genre. It's like almost kind of like jazz fusion, sort of, but like with like kind of like a hip hop feel to it. It's a group called Booty and the Kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
They just dropped this song this year, just like a month ago, and it's called Grass.
Okay.
And it's got They got two different vocalists in it, and there's actually three. There's a chick that sings in it, and there's a guy. There's two other guys, and one guy's got this deep voice, and he's got a section in it where he kind of like it's kind of semi-rap
Okay.
ish, but it's got some of the sickest bass lines I've ever heard. Like
Oh, for real?
it's so groovy, man. Like, and I don't ever say that word groovy, but like that's the only thing I could think of. It's so much fun. I remember me and Bill listening to it for the first time, and we just couldn't stop bopping our heads to it.
It's like, yeah, it's like Jake saying, I'm using the word groovy here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's like you reserve it for only special occasions when it's actually groovy.
Yes, yes. It's. I love that song. It's on my. It's one of my main playlists right now. So and like Booty and the Kid they have their own separate projects. Like the Kid, he has just stuff that he does by himself, and then there's
okay,
Booty who does
okay.
stuff too, and it's really good.
Nice
They're-
collab there. Yeah,
Yeah, they're like new age jazz. It's really cool.
go, man.
And I never thought I'd ever get into jazz or anything like that, but I just loved
I
it.
am just flabbergasted about it's like every time I get on here and talk to people about like what music they've been listening to. I've never ever like it is always just shocking to me. Like I'm always hearing something different. Like it's so crazy what is out there.
Yeah,
It's like, you listen to music and like in your own little bubble, and you think you're like your wheelhouse is pretty vast. You would think, but no, it's not. It's like there's music outside that sphere. So that's awesome, man. Awesome. That's cool. I'm looking forward to putting that in the playlist. And listen, anything you hear, and we're gonna put this on the playlist. And so, check all this out. I mean, uh, Cameron's episode will come out the week after yours, and he had some like stuff. I was like, I've never heard of ever.
he's like refreshed my memory on some old like hardcore bands and stuff like that I ain't thought I would never remember.
Well, he was big on some
Like-
stuff like some EDM stuff, and I
Yeah,
go,
yeah. I love that stuff too. He's been showing me.
I'm pretty selective. Like I'm like hip hop, and I'm pretty selective with my EDM. But the stuff he was kind of talking about had me really like interested. So okay, all right, that's a good number three, man. That's a good number three. My number two, man, I love this band. Want to say they're overseas band. The band's called Rotten Mind. Um, they're really cool. They have like if you're kind of digging like has like a post punky like garage rock type feel to it. They're from overseas, I believe. I want to say maybe Sweden. I don't know, but they don't have a lot of followers on Spotify. Maybe like a few thousand. But the song is off their Unflavored record. It came out in 2022. The song is called "I Ain't One to Talk To." That's such a. I think I was on my top 10 favorite records in that year, and "I Ain't One to Talk To." That's a good song. I was gonna go with that one. Another song on there that's really good is called "Drifter," but that's definitely worth your time if you're into like that kind of post-punk type garage rock sound. It's really good. So that's my number two. Awesome. This is going to be a really eclectic list, by the way. I said between the both of us, I think we're just kind of like spanning across the universe of
Yeah.
genres. What you got, man? What you got for your number two, man?
Number two for me, and I just recently I've known about the band for a while, and I listened to their first album, but their album after that wasn't. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it didn't like really catch my ear.
Okay.
But they just dropped a new EP, Sleep In.
I don't know it.
Yeah, they're like a emo indie like kind of punk sort of, I guess.
Okay.
And that new song is called "Break It Down, Camacho." And
Love it.
from front to back, that song I love it. It's really good. It's got a good vibe to it. Like when they go from the chorus into like the verse, it's just like instant snap. And I don't know. When I first heard it, I wasn't expecting any of what I heard, and I wasn't disappointed at all. Like I had no issues. It was
Beautiful.
really good. Their whole first
Beautiful.
album is amazing too, but they stepped it up with the CP. Yeah, "Break It Down, Camacho" by Sleep In. That definitely be my number two.
Dude,
That's
that's great.
One of the first songs I listen to every morning before I go into work.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's at the top of my playlist right now.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
That's funny that the band is called Sleep In, yet you're getting ready for work.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny how that works. Okay. Uh, okay. Um, okay. I want to go. Oh shoot! Is this my number one?
This would be your number 2, I believe,
My
because
number
you
two?
just did number 3.
I just did number three. Okay, this is my number two. Okay. Yeah,
If
yeah,
not,
you're
it'll
right.
be okay.
You're right. You're number two. This is my number two, right, Steph?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep.
you did wrong mine.
Because I went first, remember, for number 5.
No, he goes first.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you'll be the last one to give
Oh,
your
okay.
number
So this will
one.
be your number 1.
Oh, that's my number one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, good. Okay.
I
All
need to
right.
know. Can you
Okay,
think?
so I can't. Okay, listen. I can't speak French. I'm not going to pretend like I can speak French. But this band is called Celeste, and I love Celeste. Okay, especially their new record. It's super, super good. Let me just pull them up. They're definitely from overseas. Uh, okay, so my favorite song by them is off their new record. It's called Assassins, and
Where?
It's called Des Tes Yo Blues Pelus.
Oh.
Is that my
Better.
French? Is that French or what?
It should be the this you do better, probably.
Something. Okay, so this is how I'm going to describe it. I'm going to put it on the playlist. But it's the second track off Celeste 2022 record, Assassins. And I don't know how to describe this band, dude.
I need it.
Super rhythmic. Right there, the second track right there. Uh, it's it's not metal core. It's definitely metal. Definitely have like the aesthetic is definitely one that kind of reminds me of like it's kind of a Euro type of like I don't know. There was a movie. What was that movie back in the day with like 8 millimeter? You've seen
Oh,
it?
okay, okay.
It's kind of gritty. Like it's kind of like, but so it's
Has it got like some grind aspects to it,
no
maybe?
grind or anything, but it's all black and white. Like all their like, album covers are like black and white imagery, really super artistic
I can't wait to
and
listen to them.
everything. And then and I'm just like, and I wouldn't. It's tough to describe too. Do you mind if I pull up their description because sometimes that really kind of helps kind of jar my. That kind of helps me out. Um, they describe themselves as French avant-garde black metal. Okay.
Okay.
I'll go with
Avant-garde.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that. And like I said, they don't have like a ton of followers either on Spotify, like 22,000. But they could pump out records, dude.
Those are some of the best bands, though. The
I
unknowns.
know. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records since 2008. I mean, that's pumping out music, dude.
Yeah.
So like, anyway, check them out. You will not be disappointed. No. Anyway, that's my number one.
Awesome number 1.
Yeah, that's awesome. Number one.
All right. My number 1.
I'm
and
stoked.
this is my favorite band in the world right now.
Okay.
I'm all their albums, EPs, singles. That don't disappoint me at all. I've never been able to find a band like that. And they're from the UK. I
Okay.
think they're from. I want to say they're from Wales. I think,
Okay.
but they're called Blanket.
Okay, Blanket.
And their genre is euphoric, like hardcore shoegaze.
Dude.
And it's crazy. Like I'll get to the song in a second, but like their first album, like full album that I heard from them was called Modern Escapism.
Okay.
And like I said, they're euphoric shoegaze, but it's kind of got like almost a metal aspect to it, like as far as the heaviness.
Okay.
But like my favorite song right now from them is called Kaleidoscopes. It's off their new record. I think it's Ceremonia.
Okay.
And oh man, that whole record front to back. But Kaleidoscopes, I love that song. Like it's got one of the hardest like guitarists I ever heard as far as like
Dude.
chunky stuff. Like
Dude.
it's amazing. It's
That's
so good.
awesome.
Yeah, Blanket, like
Blanket.
favorite band right now. That
Okay, I got to look them up because I'm pretty intrigued.
they're so good, and they have another really awesome song, Nuclear Boy Scout. That's really good. Got a music video for it, and they're so good. Like their sound has changed and grown so much. Like they haven't stopped. Like they just keep finding new stuff, new ways to play their style, but they keep that same element from their beginning.
That's good.
Like you'll hear certain guitar sounds and stuff like, oh, that's still the old stuff that they're doing. They're implementing it with their new stuff. It's
That's awesome. That kind of reminds me, as you were talking about it, kind of reminded me of another band that's not really coming to mind, but uh, it kind of reminded me of a band called. You ever heard of Thornhill?
yeah.
Yeah.
Thornhill is awesome. Thornhill is awesome. I
Are they
love
kind
them.
of in that same ish? Could they go on tour together?
Thornhill's got a little bit more like of that new metal sound.
Okay, well, there's another band I'm thinking about. Um, that they were going to play. I'm gonna try to find that band. They're gonna play Furnace Fest. I'm gonna look up Blanket though, real quick though. Okay, you have me intrigued
They're amazing.
about Blanket
I
though.
love Blanket.
That's so cool. Here's Blanket right here. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. See, about 50,000 monthly listeners. Dude, yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, dude. Well, man, so some of these I've listened, like even like the fans also like. I know some of those bands like Mood Ring
Yeah.
and SOM or SOM or how you want to call them. They're
Yeah,
really
I've
cool.
been veering more towards that, like those genres here lately, as far as like shoegaze and
Oh, dude.
yeah,
Dude, even listen. One of the bands is Soulblind.
yeah, they're
Soulblind.
amazing.
Someone's like one of those. I was talking to Cameron yesterday about it. Like I was telling him, I was like, Soulblind's like one of these. Long story short, like back in the day, like when like metalcore was coming up. Basically, what metalcore was a bunch of hardcore kids writing metal. Basically, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of feel like, because Soulblind is kind of one of these bands, they can kind of get on hardcore tours or hardcore shows because like they're just hardcore adjacent. They're just basically hardcore kids kind of like let them on in. I don't know if any of those guys were like hardcore kids and they decided just to write like this shoegazy type grunge thing, but it works and it's like heavy and it's shoegazy and or whatever. And that's why I told us, I kind of feel like that's what Grandma's Chandelier kind of is. Like you guys are a bunch of like scene kid, hardcore kid stuff. You had like had like this past, but yet here you are. You're writing like Midwest emo type shoegazy type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so I think that, and I think those, and I think that's where, I mean, I probably did wrong, but like where a lot of that DIY type ethic kind of comes from. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the attitude. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree.
And it's not an empty shell of a thing. It's like a whole. It's like this thing has substance. Like there's meat on the bone here, type of thing. So that's what's going on with you guys. I said that's what it kind of feels like to me, and that's what I kind of feel like too with like some of these bands like Soul Blank. I think that's why I was so attracted to them,
Hmm.
not so much but so much that the bills that they would get on. Because I just because since I do have like this kind of like this natural inclination to like go to like hardcore, but it's so cool to kind of like see that bands like that get on those type of shows and how with you guys playing like it's not a weird thing for like bands like that to be on like bills like or hardcore show or what I'm saying, like a metalcore show. But I was wondering because there's another band I was thinking about. I can't remember right now. Loathe is who I was thinking
Loathe
of.
is awesome too.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking
You're
of.
you're 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 getting me jazzed up naming all these bands right now.
Well,
I love them.
because is Blanket anything like Loathe at all?
Similar.
Similar.
They got
Okay.
some similarities.
Okay.
But like Blanket's got their own sound. Like I'm telling you, like
That's awesome. I'm
they're-
really intrigued. I cannot wait to listen to them. Yeah, you ain't kidding. They just came out with a new record, dude.
I love it. That's the one that Kaleidoscopes is on. My
Yo,
top one.
March. It came out in March.
Hmm.
Dude. Ooh, it's only 35 minutes. 10 something. Dude, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Dude, I'm awesome. I'm so glad, dude. I'm stoked about this list. Uh, dude, awesome. Jake, it looks like you have a breakfast plate in front of you.
Yes, sir.
So you know what that means. This is it. This is the end of the pod. This is the end of the episode. It's at the end of the pod. But it's the end of the episode.
It's the end of the episode.
We gotta eat.
We gotta eat.
We gotta eat. And I would love to sit here and like talk to you all day about how awesome your band is, because it truly is. And I'd love to sit here all day and talk about how what an amazing human being you are, because you are. And I seriously admire your band and what you're doing, and don't stop doing it. People are noticing, and I can't wait to see like where the journey is going to take you and everything. And but I can't sit around here and talk to you all day. I got a thing I got to do. but I love you. Okay.
I love you too, man.
Oh.
I appreciate it. And for those listening out there, if y'all want to come to the Grandma Chandelier show, come see us in Memphis Sunday,
Yeah.
7 p.m. The all ages at Growlers. We'll be playing with Taken by Tides, Devil's Cut, and Dependent. And then if you missed that one, it'll be okay because August 23rd, we're going to play with one of the heavy hitters, I'm the Catalyst, and Slewfoot, and a couple other bands on the bill.
Yep.
So if y'all want to come out and see Grandma's Boys get at it, come on out.
Absolutely. You heard it. Awesome. Are you hungry?
I'm hungry here.
All right. All right. Let's eat. All right. We'll see you guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, we have butter, apple butter, strawberry spread for that if you want.
Awesome. I got to use the restroom real quick.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you, Israel.
Can't stay here, I'll go away. I'm gonna, you won't see my face. Hey! Walk out the door, I'm in alone. I stay, but I don't know what for. Can't stay here, I'll go away. I'm gonna, you won't see my face. Hiding in my part of town. I've been supported and I've looked around. I'm a drifter, it's just what I am. I'm a drifter, it's just who I am.
Hurt your feelings, you don't want to work with me anymore. Okay.